feeling lost and I know where else to go now. I don't really have a place to call my home now. Everybody hating on I feel so cold now. Why do everybody make me feel alone? Like I'm feeling lost and I know where else to go now. I don't really have a place to call my home.
Wonder why wouldn't he kill Kage? Does he fully not trust him yet? Erza wondered again. Naruto-kun, why wouldn't you heal him? He's our only way out, Lucy begged. Naruto smiled. What are you smiling about? Natsu asked irritatedly. That's true. I'm not healing him because I still don't trust him yet. What if I heal him back to full health and instead of breaking us out, he'll betray us and start attacking us, Naruto said. That's true, Lucy said. Then what are you going to do? Funjutsu? Gray asked. Yes, Naruto said. I knew it. I was correct on both of my theories, Urza thought. Funjutsu, Natsu, and Urza. No, Lucy, both said curiously. Yes, I'm going to try to seal this into one of my scrolls, Naruto said. He closed his eyes and turned around to face his team. Naruto opened his eyes and looked at his team. Please, guys, trust me, Naruto pleaded. Urza smiled and nodded. Naruto smiled and walked to the barrier. Wait, will it use up the considerable amount of chakra? Happy asked. Well, even if it does, then so be it. If it means my friends will be saved, then so it be. I'll just put my faith into my teammates and have faith that you guys will be able to stop Igor, Naruto said. Lucy smiled. Naruto-kun, you're amazing, she thought. Naruto took in a deep breath. His hand reached over to his back ninja pocket and took out a fair sized scroll. One of them would be enough to seal the barrier. Open it up and place it into the ground. Naruto performed a few hand signs and held up his hand signs, which was a tiger hand sign. Naruto stood with his closed eyes, his hands still in a tiger shape. He stood correct in his chakra and concentrate it to the center point. This will hurt, but I'll just have to endure it, Naruto thought, and finally released his hand and placed it on the wind barrier and began to mark the whole barrier with a finjutsu. Marking Naruto groaned in pain as his hand began to peel due to the placing his hand on the barrier too long. Ursa looked in concern while the rest of his teammates were in awe. So that's Funjutsu, Lucy said. Yep, Happy said. Naruto grimaced from the pain. He kept his hand there until the whole barrier was marked. When he took his hand off, the whole arm was bleeding. Lucy gasped. Her hand was covering her mouth. Naruto-kun, your arm, Lucy shouted, staring to run to him, but was stopped by Happy and Natsu and Gray. It's best to not disturb him while he is doing the sealing, Gray said. Don't worry, Lucy. Whiskers won't let something like this hold him down, Natsu reassured. Lucy nodded. Naruto then performed a tiger seal. Hey kid, are you okay? Don't overexert yourself, Kurama said. Yeah, Naruto replied in his mind. Alright, I think it's ready to be the seal, Naruto thought. Breathing hard. Fun, Naruto shouted. Everything began to shrink. The wind barrier stopped twisting and began to fade away as it slowly began to seal into the scroll. Come on, Naruto shouted as he was close to seal the wind barrier. Come on, Whiskers, Natsu shouted, encouraging him even more. And finally it was done. The wind barrier was sealed into the scroll. Naruto released his tiger sign and kneeled down on the floor, closed the seal, throwing it back into ninja pouch. Team ran over to Naruto. Naruto-kun, Lucy and Ursa shouted. Whiskers, the boy shouted. Are you okay? Your arm doesn't look so good, Gray said. Never mind me. I heal quickly, Naruto said, slowly standing up with Urza standing behind, making sure he doesn't fall. Now, let's bust out of here, Naruto said. Right. The team replied, but wait, where is Natsu? Happy is not here either, Gray asked. The team gasped. It's no use. You'll never be able to catch up Igor. You can't stop us. We won, Kage mumbled, trembling. Naruto scoffed. We'll see about that. I'm going after Natsu. You guys catch up. He said, wait, are you sure, Naruto-kun? I think the sealing jutsu took a lot out of you, Ursa said with concern. It's okay, Ursa-chan. I'll be fine. Naruto reassured and disappeared in a flash. Ursa sighed, and please, Naruto-kun, don't die on me. You too, Natsu. Ursa begged. I see you up, down, up, ahead. Just a little bit further, and I'll have my revenge, Igor said. Natsu roared angrily. We've got you now. Didn't you know this cat could fly at much speed? Did ya? Natsu shouted as Happy carried Natsu in his little paw, flying at much speed. Natsu jumped off of Happy and gave Igor an angry kick, and landing on the track, Natsu caught Happy in his arms, who was exhausted from flying at much high speed. You okay? Natsu added. Yeah, but I'm tired, Happy said weakly. Don't worry, buddy. I think I can handle it from here, Natsu said. You can. Igor, you can? Igor shouted. Natsu smiled quickly, turned around into a scoff as he looked at Igor with an unhappy face. You're the one who prisk happy fairy tale flies. What are you doing here? Igor demanded. Natsu lit up with his fist. I'm not letting you get past me. You dastardly wearing a windbag? Natsu shouted. So tell me, why are you taking me with you? Kage asked. Because you obviously need a doctor, and since everyone left town, you'll have to see one in Clover. Unless Naruto-kun is willing to heal you, said Lucy, trying to show him gratitude. Lucy said, I don't understand, why are you helping me? We're enemies. That the only reason why the fairy tale ninja won't heal me, Kage said. Lucy narrowed her eyebrow. Oh wait, I get it. You're talking about the hostage, so you can try to make a deal with Igor. Well, you can forget it. He would care less about me or his man, Kage said. Lucy dead pounded. Light up, dude, she said. If you want to die, we can make it happen, Gray said. Kage perked up. Chill, Gray, Lucy said. There's a whole lot more to this world than life and death, you know? You should try to look for a positive. You and your Elder World pals, Gray said. The car tilted cause the three fall and Lucy to come crash to Kage with her butt into his face. What happened? Gray shouted. It's okay, everything is fine, Ursa said. I'm sorry, Lucy apologized. Could you get your butt get any bigger? Kage said, causing to Lucy to get irritated. Sexual harassment, kill him, Gray. He said, I had a big butt, Lucy shouted, while Gray looked over, dead pounded. Geez, so how much for trying to have a serious moment? Gray said. My vision is getting blurry. I must have used more magic energy than I thought. Natsu, Naruto-kun, you have to stop Igor. It's all up to you now. Don't let me down, Erza begged. I'm going to burn you and your damn flute to crisp, Natsu said, so you were able to break out of my wind barrier. You little flies can be such a pain. Get out of my way, kid, or else, Igor threatened, creating a magic circle, sealing a bunch of dust, rumbles, and fired at Natsu. Is that all you got? Natsu shouted, evading the attack, leaping into the air, coming back down, lashing at Igor with his fire fist. Impossible. He used his flame to jump and strike. I underestimated his power. This might be a challenge, Igor thought. What are you doing, you coward? Come down here and fight me like a man, Natsu demanded. Don't get too cocky, fly, Igor shouted. Storm Bringer, Igor shouted, sending the tornado at Natsu. This time he wasn't able to evade it. It caused him to be caught in the tornado. It tossed Natsu around in it like a rag doll. Natsu screamed in pain. Natsu, Happy shouted, attempted to cast his wind, but failed. It not used. I don't have enough magic energy, Happy said weakly, laying on the track. Natsu fell into the abyss. Heh. Let's see your firepower get you out of this, Igor said. Natsu, Happy shouted. Naruto saw just in time, increasing his speed even more, and rushing past Happy and Igor, and running down the sides of the track, increasing his speed even more. Please let me get there in time, Naruto thought. Happy saw, and so did Igor, the fairy tale ninja. Igor shouted in anger. Naruto finally got to Natsu. He leaped away from the tracks and head towards Natsu, catching him in his arms. Very quickly, as they fell, Naruto reached for his ninja pouch, pulling out a regular kunai knife, and with a string, quickly trying to string on the handle with a kunai and throwing it at the track with a kunai heading towards the track. Come on, make it, Naruto narrowed his eyes. They may fall and more into the abyss. Whiskers, Happy shouted. Naruto finally felt a hilt, and when he did, he threw the kunai, struck into the tracks. Whiskers, you saved me, Natsu said in relief. We're not out of the woods yet, Naruto shouted as he held on to Natsu's body. Let's da- handle him. His arm. Naruto used his other arm slowly to hoist him, Natsu, up. It took a while, but he was finally on the other side of the tracks again. He took the kunai out of it and put it back onto his pouch. Alright, Natsu, hold on tight, Naruto said. Natsu nodded. Naruto began running up to the sides of the tracks and finally made it up to the top. Whiskers, Natsu shouted. Happy shouted happily as Igor stared in shock. That was so close, one. You saved me again, Whiskers. Thanks, Natsu thanked. Naruto smirked. No problem. Naruto replied, you must be pretty cold up there, half naked. Want me to warm you up? Natsu said as Naruto chuckled. Natsu looked over to Naruto and chuckled himself. Your flame power against me? Igor assumed. Oh yeah, we'll see about that. Fire Dragon roar, Natsu shouted, shooting out a fire from his mouth at Igor. Stonewall, Igor shouted, creating a magic circle, neglecting Natsu's attack. I can't believe this kid. There is now a rhyme of a reason to his attack. Is that what all fairy tale witches are like? Wait a minute, where did the fairy tale ninja go? Igor wondered. Noticing that Naruto wasn't standing beside Natsu anymore, Natsu turned his head over and noticed a smirk, knowing what Naruto was going to do. When we reach 5K, I want to do a Q&A. Once we reach 5K, we just need 4K now. Alright, thanks.